What up? What up? Retro Heat Check once again. Skinny Hardaway Esquire once again with another video. Big shout outs to everybody who has subscribed, liked, um, uh, checked out the videos, whatever. Um, the new subscribers, like I said, we're grinding. We're grinding on the road to 10 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost at my goal. Only need one more, and I got 10. You know what I'm saying? We're just like I said, man, taking baby steps out here. So I'm new to this. So you already know I'm gonna be realistic with this and just grind one day at a time. So uh just like I said, man, just out here, just thanking everybody who, who has supported, who has subscribed. I was able to interact with some with with some of you all on other platforms, because I'm just making my way around other platforms, trying to just grow the channel and all that, just want to do my part, to just to kick the truth, you know what I'm saying, just to be honest, and talk, in some episodes talk a little sneakers along the way. But today, you know what I'm saying, we, what I'm saying, before I even begin, shout out to the homie sports and fitness rants. The brother is an inspiration, you know what I'm saying. Robin is a good dude, you know what I'm saying. He's a kindred spirit, you know what I'm saying. Somebody who, you know what I'm saying, just out here just want to just talk hoops and talk real hoops, and you know what I'm saying, in particular 90s hoops, the zenith, the mountaintop of NBA basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like today's era. It dwarfs it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. But shout outs to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to him. Shout outs to Uncommon Sense. Shout outs to uh, um, Ticket TV. Shout out to 7-8 Sports TV. Shout outs to Too Raw for TV. You know what I'm saying? So many. There's a plethora of others that Scap Attack, definitely got to shout out Scap Attack. Love his channel. Guys like that are just out here, just wanting to kick the narratives. Michael Jordan fans are the best as well. Was it Angry Old Hoops? Angry Old Hoops fan, I believe that's his name. That dude is actually pretty cool too. I like his videos. I'm just starting to check him out as well. But like I said, man, it's a solid group that is forever growing, because it seems like one is inspiring the other, who's inspiring the other, who's inspiring the other. And this community is starting to grow. Community of fans of 90s basketball that are pretty much tired of just, I'm saying, just tired of the nonsense that's being kicked around here, from the fans on the internet to to as high as ESPN, and you know what I'm saying, and NBA, the NBA as a whole, in the narratives that they're trying to pass off as truth and facts, when our eyes are watching a totally different product than what is being hyped up to be. But needless to say, was on the brother sports and fitness rants not too long ago. Check him out. Check out his live. His live was dope. His live was really dope this evening. You know what I'm saying? We were just chopping it up, man, and we were talking about, you know what I'm saying, this era, and the simple fact, there was a piece of the conversation where where we start talking about players from the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying, like led by Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, you know what I'm saying, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, the names go on and on and on and on. Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, you know what I'm saying, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying, those names in that era, they ring bells, because but it also signals the end of the warrior class of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And it just had me thinking. I was like, wow, that each era up until now pretty much had a tone that was set, and that tone was set by the leader of that era. And it's so crazy that it just hit me, and I was just like, let me talk about this while I had this fresh in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like in this 1970s, when when the ABA NBA merger happened, pretty much the league was Dr. J's. He was the biggest name in basketball at that time. So he was the face of, in essence, both leagues. You know what I'm saying? From the ABA to the NBA, he represented that change. He represented that new blood that was being flowed into the league. And, during that time, he was he's filling in the seats and everything. But during that time, the games weren't live on TV. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of drugs, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of, real dark stuff that was going on during that era. But despite it all, Dr. J was the shining light of that era because he carried himself like a professional. He gave the crowd a show. You know what I'm saying? He was a fierce competitor, never cheated the game. And he personified the era. He set the tone for the era, to be exciting. And what did he actually bring? What was the tone that he set? Well, he brought in, hey, I'm gonna show you what it's like. I'm gonna show you what a professional looks like. Professionalism. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you what it's like to move the crowd. You know what I'm saying? To be a pitchman, to be in movies, to be a solid representative of the NBA. And that was what Dr. J represented, despite, all the dark stuff going on, despite the fact that the NBA was not very popular, but Dr. J still carried on the mantle, until Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came, and they ushered in, when they came in 1979, and they both essentially ushered in the 1980s. And when Dr. J passed the league to Magic and Bird, what was the tone that Magic and Bird set? We're going to grow this game nationally. We're going to do that by being ourselves, by being fierce competitors, by showing that joy. From Magic Johnson's side, he was bringing the joy. He was bringing, the unbridled passion, the happiness of the game. He made the game look fun with the run and gun up and down style of the Showtime Lakers. Going on to winning the championship as a rookie, playing center when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went down. But then on the other side of the country, you had Larry Bird, and what did he bring to, what did he bring to the league? Well, he brought that grit. He brought that same passion, but his passion was, more of the grit, the grime, the trash talk, the showmanship. His Boston Celtics was a tough team. They represented a tough city, and those Boston teams, they were at the bottoms, they was at the bottom of the standings but by the time Larry Bird came, it was such a turnaround. It was an amazing turnaround. Next thing you know, they were putting together some of the greatest teams in NBA history. They brought that, and as they won and as they grew the game went from being on tape delay to being live nationally because everybody wanted to see these guys, and it brought in the passion of players such as a Moses Malone, James Worthy, George Gervin, so many, Bernard King, Kevin McHale, Isaiah Thomas. There were so many people, there's just it was just a plethora. It was just a plethora of guys that slowly but surely, although there, like I said, there was still a lot of dark things going on in the league, but you could start to see the light. You could start to see the game grow. You could start to see the changes that were starting to happen, within the league, as the league was growing, as the league's popularity was starting to grow, and cities were starting to embrace their NBA teams fully because, they started to see the change. They started to notice that these guys are starting to care. These guys are bringing in the casual fans. You know, people started to know who Magic and Bird was. They was household names. But then as the 80s went on, you know what I'm saying, a supernova crash landed into the league by the name of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And as he grew his game from the 80s into the 90s, and he matured, and he definitely, you know what I'm saying, crossed over to the pantheon of great champions when he won in 1991. Magic and Bird was able to give him the game. They was able to pass off and show him that you are the new ambassador. You're the new sheriff in town. It's you. It's your turn. It's your turn. Just like the quote that Magic Johnson said, he received it and take it. And boy, did he receive it and take it. And what pause, wow, pause, wow, pause on that one. Oh my gosh, I still pause every time I hear that. But, you know, it was like when Magic said that, though, you felt it because you knew that the league was Mike's, the air was Mike's. And what did MJ bring? What did MJ learn from Magic? And what did he bring into the 90s? Well, what he learned from Magic and Bird, he learned competition. You know, he learned a lot of hard lessons because he took a lot of L's in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? From losing to those great Celtics teams, to losing to those Piston teams. Heck, even the Milwaukee Bucks gave him the business his rookie year. But by the time the 1990s came, Jordan was able to take that from what he learned from players like Magic and Bird, and what he was able to do as the new face of the league. He was able to bring competition, but he also was able to carry over to show you, yes, professionalism, yes, pride, passion, grit, you know what I'm saying? Excitement, being a showman. He took all those things that he learned from that Dr. J passed on to Magic and Bird, what Magic and Bird passed on to Michael Jordan. But what Michael Jordan did, he took the game to its highest heights, mainly because of his game itself, the game itself that he played, and the greatness that he showed every night. Every night he showed greatness. Every night he gave you his all. He showed the players, hey, respect the fans. The fans are giving us an exuberant amount of money. We're getting paid like no other. We got to be there for the fans. We have to do this for the fans because the fans have given us a lifestyle that even our predecessors have never seen and never was able to enjoy. He brought how to be a true pitchman with the Nike / Air Jordan brand, with the brandings with Wheaties and General Motors and McDonald's and a plethora of other companies that decided. He showed guys that, hey, you can really make money off the court. Let your game help you get paid. Michael Jordan brought that in there. He brought a sense of business. He also brought the global explosion of the NBA that you see now today, that has manifested itself in the league with so many foreign-born players that are now in this era of the NBA. Despite how bad it is, you still look around and you see players from all over the world being represented in the league. And that's thanks to Michael Jordan. And that was when when he was part of the Dream Team and he was the leader of that squad. They were rock stars over there. They were able to show the world what the NBA was about. And the fans reciprocated that, and they grew into passionate fans. And he brought that. He was the world ambassador of basketball. He was what the height of the league represented, because he was the height of an NBA player. That's the dog, Coda. Coda, calm it down, man. I'm doing a video, bro. That's my dog, man. But where was I? But what Michael Jordan brought, you know what I'm saying, to the game, the global explosion that you see today, you know what I'm saying, it reverberates, and I don't think it'll ever stop. I don't think it'll ever stop as long as there's an NBA. And the way that things are going, I don't know if we'll have an NBA the way this thing is going. But Michael Jordan personified that. He was the height. he reached heights that no athlete still hasn't reached. Michael Jordan is a true global icon. He was definitely that. Without the internet, still doesn't promote itself. Still doesn't promote itself like that to this day. Everybody else does. He doesn't even have to promote himself. We do it for him. But as Michael Jordan's time, during Michael Jordan's reign, another supernova crash landed into the league. Boom. And that was Kobe Bean Bryant. Although this meteor was very small, very insignificant. Although it did have a name, but the game at that time wasn't what you would see later on. But in that era, Michael Jordan saw something in Kobe. Throughout the 90s, there were so many guys that were supposed to be dubbed the next Jordan. From Harold Miner, who was nicknamed Baby Jordan. You had guys like Grant Hill, Vince Carter, Penny Hardaway. You know what I'm saying? So many guys that have taken the mantle, that it was given the mantle, that was given that mantle prematurely, and a lot of them for different reasons, whether their games just didn't match up or devastating injuries. They just wasn't able to live up to those expectations of being the next Jordan. But I think that Kobe was different because of his mentality. And I think Kobe was also different because, is because Michael Jordan saw it for himself. There was no magazines that needed to be said. There was nothing, even though they were saying all that, but for the simple fact that Michael Jordan saw it for himself, what he saw in Kobe, I think that made the difference. And I think that made him look at Kobe as somebody that he could finally give his secrets to, that he could finally divulge all the nuances of his game that he probably kept to himself. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many players were in awe of him. Some of them were afraid of him. But I think also a lot of them were afraid to ask questions, because you never really saw anybody really gravitate towards his style of play like Kobe Bryant. And it just led me to just think like, were people just not, were they afraid of Michael Jordan? Were they afraid of the challenge that Michael Jordan would learning his game would cause? You know what I'm saying? Because that's not an easy task. That's a lot of work that's going to be put in, because Michael Jordan was the closest thing to perfection on a basketball court. But Michael Jordan gave what he learned to Kobe Bryant. He literally gave him the cheat code. He literally gave him the game, his game. And he gave him the fire. He gave him that fire, that competitive fire, that never say die attitude, that warrior spirit. I think that's what Mike gave to Kobe. And Kobe set the tone for his era with that. The wars that he had with Allen Iverson. Going through in the playoffs with Tim Duncan, those battles back and forth. The Sacramento Kings, those battles. Dirk Nowitzki, his battles. Those were some great battles in the early 2000s. That series when he, as a matter of fact, I want to say it was the Western Conference Finals. I may be misspoken right now, but when he went up against Carmelo in the playoffs, that was a very, very competitive series towards the end of his career. But Kobe Bryant just brought that Mamba mentality, as it was later trademarked. He was able to have guys that looked up to him. Like how guys like Kobe Bryant looked up to MJ, and he was able to set a tone for the league. And you notice now that he is not here, now that he is not here, but once he had left the league, you could see that it was waning, because once Kobe Bryant passed it over to LeBron, I don't think he wanted to pass it over to LeBron. I think it was just given to LeBron. That's the difference. It was given to LeBron because LeBron was everything now that Kobe was against. Kobe is the complete antithesis of LeBron James. And I think that's why LeBron James held some form of animosity towards Kobe. And I think Kobe had some form of animosity towards LeBron because they were so far on the spectrum of a basketball player. Kobe never cheated the game. LeBron figures out a new way to manipulate the game every year. Things like that. You know, Kobe Bryant never being afraid of the moment versus LeBron always shrinking. Kobe taking the big shot. LeBron getting bailed out by somebody else to make the big shot. And that's why today's game is so trash compared to even the early 2000s. Because even then, in the early 2000s, yes, the scoring was down because the defense was up. Guys played with passion. Guys still dived on the floor. These guys were still getting paid. Maybe not as much as they're getting paid today, but they was getting paid. A lot of these guys were getting paid more than the guys in the 90s. But yet and still they gave their all. Because guys like Kobe Bryant would call you out. Guys like, you know what I'm saying? Guys like Dirk Nowitzki would step to you and destroy you, demolish you. Guys like Allen Iverson would embarrass you. You feel me? The early 2000s was the last Warrior class because that Warrior spirit was literally passed from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant. And because this era was given and not earned. Funny that is one of LeBron James' slogans. Earned, not given. When it's completely the opposite. He was given, and nothing has been earned. It has been manipulated. It has been cheated. It has been going through narratives and lies, outright lies. Self-promotion, selfishness, laziness. That is what LeBron James has now passed on to this era. Entitlement. Yes, you want to get paid. Yes, you want to maximize your skill, but you got to show your skills. There's no pride. There's no passion. There's nothing. Like I said, man, it's just dudes that want to be cool, dudes that want to dress in whatever blouse and whatever skirt, just as long as it's Gucci, Balenciaga, YSL, Fendi, Givenchy, whatever. As long as it's that, as long as they get to chill on the yachts in down in Cancun and in Cabo, as long as they get to smash whatever rappers' leftovers. Make sure that I do just enough to get more than what I should get because my commissioner is soft. Bamboozle the fans, take advantage of the fans, disrespect the fans by not showing up, load managing, crying about a 65 game minimum. That's why every day when I see this league, I'm thankful of the era that I came up in, the greatest era in NBA history. And that I was alive to see the late 80s, that I was alive to see, to live through the 2000s. You know, it's a shame that how far this game has fallen. It's a shame. And it was passed down from LeBron. Always know that. From the lack of participating in something as important as the dunk contest, knowing that how important the dunk contest was to the NBA and to the fans, to self-promotion and calling yourself the GOAT after you got bailed out by another player. That is what LeBron has passed on to today's NBA. And today's NBA fan, despite their protest and thinking that everything is cool and that LeBron James is is the GOAT, but really they really are being cheated of the experience that we had. And I think that a lot of them are just too blind to see it. But anyways, that rant is over. Just wanted to just show a quick sneaker. This sneaker right here, and we're just gonna just do something different. Just do a specialty sneaker. This is a sneaker that I really love. Just one of my sleeper favorites. They're a little dirty, but this right here is the Air Jordan 12 Wings. This was a specialty shoe that came out. I want to say, what year is this? Yeah, 2015. I was about to say 2016. Good thing I looked inside the shoe. These came out in 2015. I remember going crazy about these shoes. I remember feeling so terrible after missing out on these on the sneakers app. I had I had filled out, you know what I'm saying? I had filled up everything on my page. It was ready to hit send, and the bots got me. But I was able to get them off GOAT a few weeks later or whatever. Thanks to my wife, you know what I'm saying? She was able to get them for me, you know what I'm saying, a little bit later on down the line, so I didn't miss out. Thanks, babe. But yeah, the Air Jordan 12 Wings, they're a specialty shoe. The Wings Initiative, I believe, is an educational initiative, in particular for African American students, if I'm not mistaken. This wing right here, as you can see, this wing design right here, if you rub on these panels, put enough pressure on these panels, left wear and tear on on the panels, this pattern would show up. And as you can see, instead of the Jumpman, it says the wings in gold trim, gold lace outlets. As you can see, I don't know if you can see on the inside, more wings. And on the back, instead of it saying the greatest of all time, it actually has the famous Jordan with the wings pose. And at the bottom, still the wing pattern. Sorry, these are a little dirty. I do wear your shoes. I do wear these outside. I do wear these around. And also, these shoes, they only made 12,000 of these. Okay, there we go. And as you can see, I got close to the end of the road of these. Yeah, 11,613 out of 12,000. So yeah, I was almost done. This is the box that they came in. As you can see, I got a little sticker on there. Got my little GOAT sticker on there. Yeah, man. I think it was just a special twist on the Air Jordan 12 playoffs, which is actually one of my personal favorite sneakers. But yeah, just wanted to just highlight that sneaker. You know, even though it's not a sneaker that Jordan wore on court, it's just a sneaker that I just like to just wear and look at, and I just want to talk about it real quick. But this is Skinny Hardaway once again, care of Retro Heat Check. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.